Hello and welcome to the Florida Businesses for Competitive Workforce Coalition Update. I'm your host and campaign manager, Patrick Slevin, with a special guest that we have here today, State Representative from Key Largo, Holly Rashine. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Looking at moving Florida in the right direction, we have this coalition, the Florida Businesses for Competitive Workforce. And so we have some of the largest companies in the world, the most recognizable logos and brands, coupled with hundreds of small business owners across the state. We now have 35 municipalities covering almost 55% of the state's population, all looking at protecting LGBTs. And so looking at that and looking at the coalition, how we're now emerging, we're now stepping up our game as we go into this next session. What is it that you would like to tell the coalition, our partners, our allies, as to what you would like to see us do going into session and helping you become successful and ultimately making Florida more successful?
And that's a fantastic question, Patrick. Thank you. And I'm going to kind of answer it in twofold. What House Bill 45 does, and again, maybe going back to the need of it and why it's important to these businesses and communities, is that, like you mentioned, a whole bunch of different municipalities and counties have already passed ordinances, especially from the middle part of the state down. Right. And now we're even seeing some more localities pass them in North Florida, which is very exciting. But House Bill 45 provides a consistent public policy. So everybody in Florida will know what they're working with. And so that's another good point about the Competitive Workforce Act. And when it comes to the coalition, which I'm so excited about, I'm so proud of, and I just couldn't be more excited about moving this legislation, forward. But what I would like to see the coalition do is really get more involved in a way that makes an impression on my fellow colleagues. It's wonderful to sign your name to something, and it's very easy just to say, well, here's my logo. We're totally on board with this. It's in our employment manuals. Awesome. That's awesome. But that doesn't necessarily help me, in the trenches. When I'm going to my colleagues and saying, I would really love your support on this. I'd even love for you to sign on as a co-sponsor. And that's kind of my goal as a Republican to, seek as many co-sponsors in my caucus as possible. And so maybe getting those coalition members to reach out to their own respective members. All of these businesses, belong to different districts. And so if they can go to their members, their people, and say, this is important to us. We dig this kind of public policy. It's an important direction. We already do it in our businesses. Why don't you think about doing it at the state level?
Very good, and that's advice that's well taken, and we are currently putting the infrastructure in place to have more of a chorus of CEOs and C-suite and their government affairs representatives here in the Capitol when the time comes. And so thank you, Representative, for being here with us today, and we look forward to working with you hand in glove throughout the session.
Well, thank you, and it's my honor and it's my pleasure.
Well, thank you. And I want to now thank the coalition members and our allies for your support, and we will continue to be working together to pass this legislation in 2016. For more information, go to our website, and if you are not a member, please contact us and we'll be happy to speak with you so you can join this growing coalition to do the right thing for Florida. Thank you.